All right. Hello. Well, there's nobody here yet. Um, and that's fine because I'm still setting stuff up. Y'all all right? There we go. All right. Let's see here. It is. Lord help us go. All right. Let's see here. It is. All right. It is. Let me think. The September 16th, Tuesday. It is 8:01. And if we don't get anybody on here, that's all right. We'll just do it real short. That's all. Uh, Mother's sitting over there reading her book. It's really not a book. It's one of them. What do you call those?
Kindle.
Kindle. Yes. Um, and my son's taking a shower, and my husband has gone to bed. Now, not to say that he's gone to sleep. He's probably in there watching something football related. And the dog, of course, is gone with him because that dog is very lazy. Well, everybody have a nice week thus far. I know last week had some trying situations in it, but hopefully this week everybody's doing a little bit better. One of the things that I thought was quite interesting, I just saw it on the news a little while ago, is there's only $100 days till Christmas. Now, if you know me personally, and if you've been to my home, you know that we like Christmas around here. Uh, Maybe even a little bit obsessive. In a good, yes, a little. In fact, my grandbaby got her some little ornaments from the Dollar Tree, and her and my mama painted them last week. And we'll do that throughout the coming 100 days. We make Christmas ornaments because it's a nice craft. I make all kinds. Don't go on the Pinterest. Oh, heavens to Betsy. That you'll fall into the rabbit hole. But we do. We like to make crafts for our Christmas tree and for gifts. You know, when I give a Christmas gift, I don't, generally speaking, go out and buy people stuff. I make something for them. So that's just the way I've done it. Now, everybody to their own. I have started looking at. Yes, Brenda, you do know I love me some Christmas. Uh, One of the things that I think, especially, well, my mama loves it and the grandbaby loves it, are these things.
Kaleidoscope.
Yes, a kaleidoscope. And you know, if you look at it in the light, it's better than if you look at it, down into the darkness. But if you've never had a kaleidoscope, they're not very expensive. They're very inexpensive, but they're quite fascinating. I love them, and she loves them. Mama loves them, and the grandbaby loves them. So I would. That's an inexpensive stocking stuffer or gift. Hello, Real Outdoor Living. How are you? I know you make some Christmas gifts. I know you do. Uh, I think that we need to get back into the giving of homemade gifts. Uh, Brenda, who commented just a little bit ago, makes some beautiful canned things, jams, jellies, vegetables, all kinds of things. And what a treasure that is for somebody to give you something like that versus something that they just happened to have thrown in the cart while they were going shopping. Now, of course, there are gifts that people put a lot of effort, a lot of time, and a lot of money into purchasing. And that's nice and it's a blessing, but it's just something special when somebody makes you something, I think. I like it myself. So I think Good evening, Ohio Valley Prepping. By the way, Ohio, I'm gonna be up that direction next month. Not for very long, but just for a little bit. Got to go up there. Let's see here. Finding Joy. Hello, honey. Love to see you on here. Uh, oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Um, we are going to try this year. My sister and I have been talking about it, and we like to make something. So we've been trying in search of what can we possibly make. I'm not real great at quilting. I get ideas and I love it and inspiration. Um, so that might be the direction we go. We're just not sure. But I'm high on a Christmas ornament. I think that those, they're small. People can put it away, and every year they get it out. It brings back a memory, and I'm high on those things. Um, but everybody's got to do their own thing. And quite honestly, you don't have to feel pressured to give gifts. You don't have to feel pressured to purchase things. Right now, the economy is very difficult for some people. And so we need to take pressure off of people for holidays and birthdays and anniversaries and just the spending of money and the tremendous amount of money that people will spend. Fishing Ray, good evening. But that's just my own personal opinion. I think that we've kind of gotten away from what the holiday really is supposed to be. Hello, Beth Sunflower. How are you doing? When I can remember, we did a I don't know what you call it, a hayride, I guess is the name of it, where we took. Yeah, we live in the suburbs. So, but my neighbor has a tractor and we have a trailer and we put bales of hay and neighbor printed out these things with the music and we had a little tape recorder thing with playing music and we just rode that thing around the whole neighborhood singing Christmas carols, having hot chocolate and little snacks for the children, and we had a lovely time doing that. And it's a memory that I cherish, and I think my children also appreciate it now that they're adults. So doing something like that, going to a fall festival. Right now we've got all kinds of fall festivals that are fixing to take place. Corn mazes and, pumpkin smack. I lived in Delaware and they used to do this thing called a pumpkin chunkin'. That happens later on after Halloween. But, honey, it's a hoot. If you've never seen, one time the pumpkin crashed into a church. Now that wasn't fun. It was funny, but it wasn't funny, But they had these catapult things, and it was quite the production. So going to little local events like that, we have over in Plant City, we have a strawberry festival, but that's in the spring. But doing festivals and little things that are important to especially take kids to. I bet that is pretty, that Mayberry jelly. That's funny. Now that's fun. You need to make little cute labels for that. Maybe put Barney Fife on them. Barney cracks me up. He really does. Brenda is my cousin, Finding Joy. She's special. She's a wonderful person. But I think that we need to, I noticed a comment, real outdoor living. It is the food, it is the camaraderie of the people, the gathering. We have these little things that are, that's wonderful. I'm so glad y'all are going to a fall festival. But it's it's the actions and the getting together that I think means so much to people in the long run. The um, it's not the gifts per se. It's the just getting together. Getting together, having
Fellowship.
conversation, fellowship, exactly. My mother just shouted that out from the peanut gallery, which is funny because she's over there eating peanuts. But that's, I think, what we need to get back to. Not necessarily this push to just spend so much money. In fact, if you could do a local gathering of your friends and family or your neighborhood, that would be nice. We all need to kind of know who our neighbors are, who we're surrounding ourselves with. Some by choice, some not by choice. Food and fellowship, Brenda, you are exactly right. And our family's high on that food and fellowship. I don't know which we like better, the food or the fellowship. But
Fellowship.
I would say Mother says the fellowship, and I think she's right. However, Brenda can tell you we probably cut somebody's arm off for one of my granny's fried pies. But I think that's what we need to try to focus on this year. And there goes my husband and the dog walking through the living room. I bet they're going to get a snack. Oh yes, they are. The kitchen light just came on. That means snacks all night long. It's true. I think you're right. I think that now, I am guilty. I am sorely guilty of having a living room just plumb full of presents for my family. I am guilty. I have done that, and I've done it on more than one occasion. Because I found joy in the process of doing it. But I think pulling back, and there was a time when you got a stocking, a Christmas stocking, or what have you, and it had some stuff in it, and that was it. That was all there was for Christmas. Now, oh mercy, people are spending enormous amounts of money. See, Joy, the homemade gifts to me are just precious. My neighbor, she's just a dear soul, and she does make us a Christmas ornament most every year, and I love them. And I know she has these little label things that she uses, and I love putting them on my tree. It goes on my big family tree. Yes, I have more than one tree, but it goes on my big family tree. And they're treasures. They're just treasures. We collect Christmas ornaments when we go places, when we go on little trips and stuff. That's what I try to get is a Christmas ornament. And it does spark memory of when we went to those places. And then, of course, like I say, making Christmas ornaments and making Christmas decorations for our home. Obviously, Christmas cookies. Or holiday cookies. Chex Mix. Chex Mix is high around my family. And we pretty much do start pretty early. We between, you got Halloween, which we're not big, spooky Halloweens. We like a more cutesy Halloween. But, Halloween's coming up. And see, I got two very important birthdays in October. I've got my husband's and I've got my mama's. Very important birthdays. And then my grandbaby's in November. And then we got
Patrick.
Yes, see, Brenda, you're a little slow on the uptake there, Brenda Lee. You got to get a little jiggy with it. Yes, the peanut gallery is eating peanuts. They're not boiled peanuts. Those I still have in the freezer. My cousin Brenda's husband made us boiled peanuts, and I'm divvying them out slowly so we don't use them all up. because they're precious commodity around here. Um, but we got a lot of little holidays and a lot of little things going on in the next couple of months, in the next 100 days. Um, and so sometimes in my life that would have been a very big stretch on my pocketbook. But now that I have pulled back and said, okay, we don't have to do everything all at one time, you know. I know last time I was on it because I couldn't sleep. We talked about Thanksgiving and that you don't have to do as much as you think you do. It's one meal. You can make smaller quantities. You can make, or you can do a all out and have people bring a potluck. A potluck is a wonderful thing because it helps to be more economic. But if you have the power and the ability and you want to do the full spread and just make it a bountiful celebration for everybody, what a blessing. What a blessing. My mother just showed me one of the things that we've done in the past is, I do have a freeze dryer. And so these are freeze dried strawberries. And yes, I save every jar that comes into this house to the bane of my husband's existence. But when you do these, you can put a little cutesy ribbon. You can label them appropriately. And that makes a lovely little gift. You don't have to do stuff. Yes. Brenda is correct. We have so many wonderful memories, Brenda can attest to this, of the holidays that we spent with my grandmother, who we called Granny. Wonder where I got my name from. And it did not have at all to do with how much of an abundance of money she spent, because she did not have money to spend. But she would cook. Oh Lord, the woman would cook for days to get ready for a holiday. And now, okay, Joy, these jars, they don't have the seal thing on them. But you can use them to can again. You just have to be real careful with it. And sometimes you can put wax along the jar top and put the lid on and can, and it will seal. Very good, very, very good. Yes, we are talking about holidays and gifts tonight because I saw it on the news that there's only 100 days till Christmas. And I don't want people being caught off guard, because when you are caught off guard, you tend to put it on a credit card. And we don't need to be doing that right now. The economy is not set for us to be able to do that right now. We need to be able to pay for what we get. And we need to be able to say it's okay to not fork out $200 on this, and it's okay not to spend $1,000 on a child, and it's okay to have a minimal meal, a minimal celebration. In fact, I used to do probably 40 different kinds of cookies. I have scaled back. I started doing that not last year, but the year before. Not because of any reason other than we're all fat and we don't need to eat that many cookies. That's basically why. So, hello Grizzly Warrior, how you doing? We're talking about Christmas and the fact there's only 100 days till Christmas. So, the ingredients have gotten quite pricey. So, everybody gets to pick their favorite cookie, and that's what I'll make. Now I make the Chex Mix because it really is everybody's favorite. But we can't make Divinity, which my grandmother used to make. Oh, here he comes again. You coming to get another snack? Oh, he just went at me. He's so pitiful.
Shop the clearance sales down.
Yes, mother and I just went to the Walmart again today, and like I said the other night, all the pool stuff is on sale. Now some of it's not really all that good of a sale, but sidewalk chalk and those bubble, where you blow bubbles for the little children and stuff. Those are wonderful Christmas stocking stuffers, and they're marked down from like $6 to $2. So go out and get that stuff now, and go ahead. And I tend to wrap stuff as soon as I get it in the house, and go ahead and label it. God knows, because if I don't label it and hide it, it's gonna be I'm gonna be in a hard thing, cause I like to look at it all stacked up and pretty. But yes, I think that we all. Oh, fudge. Oh, mercy. Yes, I love fudge. I like chocolate fudge. Now, my husband does not like nuts in his. My brother-in-law likes peanut butter fudge. And I think he prefers his to be the creamy, not the crunchy. But, hey, Pearlman, how you doing? If you have the ability, one of the things that I was thinking about is making for adults fishing lures. Now there's an art to it, but if you're crafty and you're not really doing anything while you're sitting there watching TV, you can do that. I don't know how to crochet. I've never learned how to crochet. I wanted to learn how to crochet, but I don't really have very good patience. But I can cook something. I can can something. And one of the other things that I think is really nice is when people make fresh breads. There are so many that use like cranberries and raisins. Australia. Oh, it's the middle of the night there right now, isn't it? But hello, high country. But I think that a homemade bread is a wonderful gift. It takes a lot of effort to get out there and make stuff. Yeah, like the banana bread, the zucchini breads, all those things. Especially you think about it, like when my cousin, if they've grown zucchinis, because my cousin David does do a very nice little garden. She can freeze up some of that zucchini and make a lovely zucchini bread. And what a wonderful gift that is. There used to be a bread that you could buy in the stores that was in a can. Mama, what was that stuff called?
It was dromedary brown bread. Dromedary date brown bread.
Date bread, okay. Well, and I know we used to make a thing with it, and you used spread cream cheese on it, and it made a delightful little thing.
Next to the beans.
Oh, see, Pearlman, wouldn't you love to have some of your grandmama's sweet bread right now for Christmas to share with people? I just think those are the things that we need to do. We need to do homespun, if you will, gifts for people for the holidays. And we need to, right now is the time to start prepping for stuff, because when you see a sale,
grab.
You need to go ahead and get it. And right now, 100 days out from Christmas, you can go ahead and start stocking up on, sometimes you can't stock up on stuff. Like chocolate chips, you can't stock up way ahead. But 100 days out, you can. If you're going to make any kind of fruit soaked alcohol thing, you have to start getting that stuff paired up right now. What? Well, Mama, how would you describe a sweetbread? It's pretty much any of the breads that would have a sugar content to them. But different families have different recipes, and that kind of is a regional thing, and from where
I
your
think the
people come
banana,
from. Banana
nut,
bread.
cranberry
I love.
corn.
There's one that we
But
can
sweet-
get at our grocery store that is, and our grocery store is Publix, that they do during the Christmas season, that has all these nuts and berries and raisins and so forth in it. It's just
Called
to
a
die
breakfast-
for. Yeah, breakfast
They
bread
call it
type
breakfast
thing.
bread.
But
Sweet
Any-
breads can be the
any kind of muffins that you would do to gift in a cute little thing, you can get little baskets real inexpensive at the
dollar
You know,
quarter tree.
no
Thrift stores.
stores. Can you hear Mother shouting out at me? But you don't even have to package stuff up fancy. If you just give it to somebody in aluminum foil, you can put a ribbon on it or not, and just give it to them and say Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, whatever the holiday, it is appreciated. And if it's not appreciated, you don't need to be associating with them people. If they cannot appreciate your kind gesture, you don't need to be hanging with them. That's just the way it is. Okay, let's see here. Oh, good. Y'all are chatting. That's lovely.
Can't.
I would like a coffee cake. You know, I've had people give us a coffee cake and stuff before, and those are lovely. I do a thing of it's a breakfast casserole, and sometimes I do it in a pie crust type thing. Sometimes I just do it in a pan. You know, it's got cheese and eggs, and depending on the person, I tailor it for the family or people that I'm going to give it to. And then they can have it sometime throughout the Christmas week or the Thanksgiving week or what have you. Because let's face it, if you're going to be doing a bunch of cooking on Christmas morning or Thanksgiving morning, you really don't want to have to be making breakfast. But you can pop that thing in the oven, and they're delicious. They're just delicious. I am so glad, Ohio, that you are still prepping. I'm still prepping. I bought this week at the store. When I went, I was like, okay, well, what do I need? What should I get extra of? I bought some extra zip ties because you can never have enough zip ties. Some duct tape. Duct tape is a fabulous thing. Another fire starter. Just, little things that I go, okay, just to have on hand. Couple of cans of canned goods just to have on hand. See, oh, what a lovely gift. Making a whole, I have a friend of mine who, she doesn't really bake much or anything. And so I make a little, like you say, goodie basket that I think her family really, really, really likes. Yeah, I can make some freeze-dried Skittles. Yep. I didn't realize how many different kinds of Skittles there are. I was like, gracious sakes alive. And quite honestly, if you put them Skittles in one of these jars, it's pretty. It is just a pretty display of yumminess. And there's a lot of other candies that you can freeze dry that are really interesting looking. One of my favorites to do are milk duds. Cause that little tiny milk dud just goes and it blows up, and it blows up almost like a marshmallow, not as dense as a marshmallow. They're fluffier, and it's kind of crunchy, but they're very good. They're very good. Okay, my grandmother Lillian, this was my father's side, absolutely loved black jelly beans. Yes. Okay, Brent, you like them sour ones? See, I don't care for Skittles myself. I know, shocking. My grandbaby does. and my son does. He likes to take them to the gym or something with him. Now, see, this is
That
a
could be
jar
good.
that used to have freeze dried coffee in it. Now it's got Skittles in it, freeze dried Skittles. Yeah, they stick together sometimes.
Oh, okay.
And these I don't think
It didn't do good.
completely dried all the way. They were on. That's one of the things with the freeze dryer. It's got 5 shelves, so sometimes some of the lower shelves would have to go a little bit more time. That's just a little thing. Hello, Squirrel. I had a cousin named Squirrel. Well, his name really wasn't Squirrel. We just called him Squirrel. But so, how what'd you do to prep this week? Or are you still prepping this week? I try to do a little something every day that is just putting something back or reorganizing even or making notation. The freeze dried joy, depending upon what it is, but in the jar with the air moisture absorber, it'll last probably 6 months. Now in the Mylar bag, it's supposedly supposed to last 30 years. So, and I did pound cake. Pound cake turned out real good. Very nice, very nice. Well, we high country. Well, that's sweet. I watch a lot of different people's channels. I watch a lot of different types of channels. You had to hide your Skittles? Oh, mercy. Well, how I'll have to send you some more Skittles. Maybe a variety pack. Yeah, see, I know we just got 2 of our propane cans. We exchange ours. But in fact, I think it was the Walmart. It might have been Home Depot. You don't even have to go in the store anymore. You can just do it outside now. You don't have to go inside and pay and do all that. You can just do it outside. My son's standing here. What you looking for?
The nail clippers. If they're not right here, then I'll just
Well,
grab them.
look in there or look in this basket right down here underneath my pocketbook. But okay, how do you preserve your eggs? See, I did the eggs that you do in the giant jars with the lime. I don't like those as much as the ones. I don't like those the jarred ones as much as I do the freeze dried ones, and they're not gonna last as long. But I do because you can only keep them for like 2 years if you do them with the lime, and if we don't eat them up, then I use them in the garden because you can just bury the eggs in the garden and it helps the soil and all that good stuff. So particularly for my tomatoes, they seem to like that, and the lime is actually good for it. So that's what I do with that. Try not to let that kind of stuff go to waste because it seems like the little chickens, they have to do a lot of work to get them little eggs out. I hate to just not use them. But pickled eggs are another gift that you can, if you've got a lot of eggs, which I have quite a bit, doing a special recipe of pickled eggs and jarring them up and sealing them up can be a really good gift for your men folk. They seem to like those more than the women do. The food prep is kind of a constant. When you have the opportunity to buy some extra cans extra jars, what have you, of things that you can store away. That's always a plus. And then, as for me, like I can do the freeze dry stuff, and so I try to do that on a fairly regular basis, especially with leftovers, because we're not a big leftover people. So if I freeze dry
I don't know
them,
about that.
then I know. Well, my son, he does eat the leftovers, but the rest of us really don't. Carolina, or Carolyn, you go ahead. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. But I think that if, like I say, if we all just do a little tiny bit of prepping every day, in the long run, we're gonna be better off. We don't have to be in a panic. And we've been very lucky, knock on wood, this year with our hurricane situation. So there's a little, quite honestly, it's a little lift off of you that we haven't had to go through all that because it's exhausting. If you've not ever lived through an event of a weather event, it can be very exhausting. So when you look into the prepping world, you need to realize that if something or when something happens, it's going to exhaust you. You need to be mentally, physically, psychologically in the best shape that you can be in to face the trauma, the difficulty, however you want to word it. That's going to be real important for you to do that. The peace of mind that you have, yes, we all have to stay on our, the swivel head thing is so true. You gotta have a bobblehead, and you gotta be able to just constantly look at your surroundings and see what's going on and evaluate things that are going on. Very important. People need to gain some common sense. I don't know if you can learn common sense or not, but I do hope people do. But with the main thing, I think if anybody can afford it, and I want to say they're like $20 now, so you might have to save up for it. But they're those straws. They're about that big around, and they're straws, and you can order them online. You can get them sometimes at the Walmart or the. I don't think Tractor Supply has them, but Bass Pro Shop, places like that have camping supplies. But it's water purifiers that will do, I think the one did like 30 gallons. That's going to be your main thing because, without water, you really can't live very long. And the other thing, depending upon the climate that you're from, if you don't have proper shelter from the weather, so if you're up north and it's the middle of the winter, you really need to have proper, adequate ability to protect yourself from the weather. Be it a tent, be it clothing, be it one of those look like aluminum foil blankets. I don't know what they're called, but something that's going to help to keep you safe from the elements. Is going to be real important. And you don't have to get everything all at one time. You can do it slowly, and you can do it on the budget that you have. So those are just little tidbits, just little things that I think are important. Yes, those emergency, but they're Mylar, exactly. I guess I could just start ripping open my Mylar bags and start using those if but they're very small, they're tiny, and they fold up really tiny, and you can keep it literally in a little pocket in your car. which I suggest that you do. Keep some stuff in your car all the time to be able. We went to Ohio one time and we landed at Fort Wayne, Indiana, and we had to drive up to near Lima, and we got in a whiteout situation, and I had never been in anything like that before, and we were fine. We got there to the house all right and everything. But the whole time in my mind, I'm thinking, "Oh my Lord, we're gonna freeze to death. We're gonna have to get all of our clothes out of the suitcases and put all our clothes on, because we're gonna die in this car."
Hey, Fred, kitty.
And so, having those things in the car would have given, or in my purse, my giant backpack purse.
Yeah, I see you.
It would quit talking to the cat. You're interrupting me. That would have given me a peace of mind to know that, okay, we're not going to freeze to death if we've all got these little Mylar blankies that we can wrap up in. So just have some stuff in your car. Now, like, we always have a beach blanket. I've always got a quilt in the back of my car. But just, and I know everybody doesn't have a car, and everybody doesn't walk around with a giant big old pocketbook like I do. But you might want to start. My son carries around a backpack all the time. Now, it don't hold as much as his mama's does, but you know, whether you call it a purse or a backpack or a pocketbook, it doesn't matter what it is if it just holds your stuff. And you don't necessarily have to take it into the store every time you go. In fact, I don't. I carry this, which has, all my, stuff that I have to purchase things. I'm not going to tote that giant thing in there every time I go to the store. For one thing, it probably set off all the alarms, So, yeah, just use some common sense. Be prepared for whatever lies ahead. And prepare yourself for the coming holidays, the coming months ahead. It's so important. Oh, y'all are praying for rain. Well, I do hope you get it. We had rain today. We've had rain every day for the last probably month, you'd say, Jack. Prior to that, it was pretty dry. It was getting pretty dry. Our aquifer was crying. Now, my sister lives out west of town. They've gotten a ton of rain. Joy, you got to have water for the garden. That's just all there is to it. And the rainwater is truly the best. That's another thing. If you can get a rain catchment system in your area, in your home. Now I have city water, and I have what they call an irrigation pump, but I also have rain barrels, because, like I said, we do get, and our rain barrels, the water comes off of our roof. Now that's not going to be the most palatable water on the planet, but if you filtered it and you cleaned it, I'd drink it. And then, of course, we have a swimming pool, so, we can use that water if necessary for things.
Saltwater swimming pool.
See, that's one of the reasons that we're going up to high country. That's one of the reasons we're going up to Ohio next month, is because my husband's, the corn and soybeans, I don't think he had any wheat this year. He wants to check on exactly what's what with that. I think that everything's okay, but some years there's highs and lows on some of it, and some years you get rain constantly, and that's bad, and some years it doesn't rain at all, that's bad. So just getting the just perfect amount is hard sometimes. I tell you what, I will address that with my mother. She is a great prayer warrior. But I too will pray that you all get some rain. It's very necessary. Um, I don't think people realize how necessary fresh water really, really is. Um, we're so accustomed to just going and turning on a tap. And so I don't think people really realize sometimes if they had to go to get it from, the creek, or if they had to pump it, then with the hand pump, I think people be a little more sparse with how they're dealing with their water situations. I know I'm guilty of it. Oh, that's a lot of drought. 3 years? Well, I'm terribly sorry. I do hope that you all get the rain that you need. Yeah, 3 years is a long time to not get that. And the ground itself, I know in some areas, it just cracks. It's like a little old lady. It looks like skin, and it just cracks when they don't get enough. Texas, thank you for that. Thank you for saying, hey, big dreams. I know that the people who farm or homestead or do any kind of livestock, it's a roll of the dice sometimes, and I don't think that a lot of people truly understand. Sun just turned on the light. How much you are at the mercy of the elements, and be it heat, cold, rain, storms, what have you. You truly are at the mercy of the elements. What Mother Nature and God throw at you is what you have to deal with. And there's disease in the plants and the animals, and it's not an easy life. I applaud you, and I appreciate your efforts. So don't ever think that it's not appreciated, because it is. I know I go to the grocery store and buy my meat, but I appreciate those ranchers who are providing us with that meat, because that's not necessarily an easy life. Now, some of them are filthy rich, I get that, and some of them it's just a big old, but the smaller ones, it's a livelihood that is not it's a way of life for them, but they're not doing it to buy their third or fourth mansion. Barbara, you need to stop.
Excuse me.
But I appreciate it. I love a farmer's market where they get produce and things from small community farms that are local. I just think that's wonderful. You're not going to the gym this time, or you being
I
lazy?
am, but my legs don't seem to be working.
Oh, you got to get motivated.
Pretty much.
Okay.
You better go in there and drink some pickle juice.
Go drink
Yeah, that's
pickle
not happening.
juice. No, I don't think he'll drink pickle juice. I appreciate those likes, folks. I know I just jiggled y'all. Sorry. Son's trying to work up the motivation to go to the gym.
Oh yeah.
He's invited me and Mother to go with him. Wouldn't that be a hoot? Me on the Stairmaster? I think not.
Everyone's got to start somewhere.
Well, yes, that's true. Years and years and years and years and years ago, I would go to the gym, but not so much now. I'm doing good going a little walk. Which that is another thing. Everybody needs to try to get in good physical condition. I know I myself and Mother need to. We're gonna work on that. Don't hold your breath though. We're not zippity doing it. So what have y'all done to prepare either for any kind of natural disaster, world collapse, prepare for the upcoming holidays? There's so many different types of preparedness that you can't just throw a blanket on it. Now, like right now is National Preparedness Month, and
September.
Big Dreams, I understand that. Yes, yes, I understand. A dessert is a fabulous thing. Ice cream, sometimes you just, certain things you just crave. I crave chocolate sometimes. So I can't have it in the house because if it's here, I'll seek it out. But,
Some cookies.
yeah, see, my son's real good about it. Get some cookies.
Some cookies sound real good right now, but
Well, I'm thinking that my granddaughter and I might make brownies tomorrow or the next day. But anyway, your preparedness. Oh, excellent, excellent, Pearlman. See, my husband, that's my husband's department. We've got a number of different generators, and they're different sizes, and they go in different areas of our house to do different jobs. But that's an excellent thing to have done. The ability to, for short term generator. Now, I do have one of those small, it's a small solar thing, like that you could power up, something little. You couldn't power up big stuff.
Devices.
Oh yes, Joy. I love to do some canning and pickling. Now, my cousin Brenda, who was on just a little while ago, has a lovely recipe for some pickles. Now, my sister does some that she does in the refrigerator. They don't have a really long shelf life though, and you have to keep them refrigerated to keep that crisp to them, because I like a crisp pickle. But and there's so many things you can pickle. Okay, I can tell you, Texas Ranger, that I don't care for cantaloupe. Okay, but watermelon I do like, and I do enjoy freeze-dried watermelon. It's tasty. It's kind of funky looking, but it's very tasty. The other thing that is really good that I like is freeze-dried pineapple. It's delicious. Make sure you drink enough water though when you eat anything freeze-dried. You have to make sure you drink enough water. If you're not reconstituting whatever it is, make sure you drink enough, because you'll plug yourself up, quite honestly. So be sure to do that. Freeze-dried ice cream sandwiches, those are tasty. Yeah. There's a lot of things that you don't reconstitute. You just eat in the freeze-dried state.
Jolly Ranchers aren't good.
Yeah, I don't like Jolly Ranchers. Okay, well, High Country, you can buy freeze-dried stuff, online or at, some of the stores and stuff. It's not cheap. But if you just wanted to taste it, I will tell you, Texas, that when you, the candies, when you freeze dry the candies, if you've got soft teeth, you'll break your teeth, quite honestly, because they can be a bit crunchy. So you be careful with eating any kind of hard candy that you've freeze dried, because it can be a little hard on your teeth if you've got difficult teeth. Now, I can eat pretty much anything. It's like, if you can't eat popcorn, you probably shouldn't eat Skittles that have been freeze dried. That's just, yes, freeze dried cookie dough. Now, of course, you got to do the cookie dough that you can eat raw. You don't do the cookie dough that's got the raw eggs and all that. Good night, Mother.
Love you.
You too.
But when you do the freeze dried goodies, you gotta hide them. Hey, Nicole. Yeah, you gotta hide your freeze-dried goodies, especially if you're doing them for preparedness for something. Now, if you're just doing them for, you know, basic consumption, that's one thing. But people do tend to just sit and almost binge eat the stuff because it's unique and it's different. Um, so I tell you what I thought was really good was freeze dried corn. It's like little, I don't know, it's kind of like eating peanuts, quite honestly, but it's corn. Well, if you've ever had corn nuts, it's a little bit like eating corn nuts. Um, yes, we have the Skittles. Uh, I did a whole freeze dryer full of Skittles not long ago. I'll probably have to do some other. I want to try to do some stuff for the holidays.
Oreos.
You want freeze dried Oreos?
I'm just giving you an idea. I don't eat sweets.
I don't know that you could do Oreos. I know you could do them, but I don't know how they would turn out. Well, we could always try it and see. Um, it wouldn't hurt to try it. And what are y'all's favorite kind of cookies? Cause I love a shortbread. The shortbread is one of my personal favorites. And then of course the standard chocolate chip cookie. I think that's probably my husband's favorite. And then of course I like these ones that are peanut butter cookies and you put the chocolate kiss on top of them. Those are good too. But yeah, we're not gonna make as many different varieties as we normally do this year. We're gonna back off on some of those. So I hope everybody will have a pleasant rest of the week. We've had an interesting week last week and throughout the weekend and even up to today. Oh, the passing of Robert Redford. Do you have a favorite Robert Redford movie? Oh, well that's cool, Nicole. We use our hot spots when we go to Ohio because we don't have any internet or anything up there. So we have to use the hot spots of our phone for all that. And it seems to work out real well. We watch TV up there and everything else. Okay, what doesn't sound very nice at all? Uh, anyway, Robert Redford, he passed away. And so my favorite Robert Redford movie is probably Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Yeah. I like that baseball one he did. The Natural. I think that was the name. I think that was the name of it. That was okay, but Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid was my personal Robert Redford go-to. And mercy, he was a nice looking man. When he was young, whew, mercy. It's sad when you see the passing of certain people. I know he did a lot with the Sundance Film Festival. In fact, he started it and did a lot for that area. And so it's sad that somebody like him who was trying to do good passes away. But we all pass away. It's inevitable. I don't know anybody that's ever lived forever. I've known people who've lived a really long time, but not forever. I'm going to say good night here. I hope everybody has a blessed day or evening. Oh, okay. I don't have we have regular, I live in the lower 48, so to speak. So we don't have those kind of issues much, Nicole, except for during hurricanes and such. But I can understand where it would be quite inconvenient. Y'all, good night. Be kind to each other and say your prayers to whomever you pray for. I personally am a God-fearing person, so that's my perspective. But I'll talk to you all later. Good night.